What up, party people? I think you guys are just going to join us just to see what craziness I say at the beginning.
I'm joining us just to see what crazy thing you say at the beginning.
I know he doesn't even know what I'm going to say. Welcome to the Holistic Life Show. I'm Jenny.
I'm Jay.
And we're so excited you're here. We always like to talk about holistic things that'll help your life get even better or inspire you or even cause you to laugh.
Totally off the cuff. She did not rehearse that at all.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, how would you talk? How would you say it?
No, it was pretty good.
Why don't you go off the cuff?
No, we're good.
Okay, well, just saying. Glad you're here. Glad you're here with us. Today, we are talking about something that's pretty near and dear to my heart because I lived it. Lived it straight up for like 5 years. And we've been talking a lot about traveling and healthy living and how to do it while you're on the road. And so, curious. Let us know. I'm curious. Do you travel at all? Whether it be for business or what's up? What are you laughing about?
My mannerisms.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Okay. That was fun. I hope you guys saw it, whatever it was. All right. So do you travel? Do you travel for work? How often? Do you travel multiple times a month or do you just travel a couple times a year? And I think business travel and vacation type of travel are different. But if you're tuning in and you're wondering if this applies to you, there are still things that you can take whenever you're away from home. Because anytime that you're not in your regular environment,
right,
it can be trickier, right, to get into a flow. Even just imagine, even just the basic of basic. You go on vacation for a week and you're like, I don't even know how to make this workout thing happen because you're in a totally different environment. You're not used to your normal, and it's fine. You want to unplug and maybe don't want to do vacation for a week, but
I was going to say, I think it's less of I don't even know how think about it. People kind of live for the weekend and they work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So, going on vacation, they're like, I don't really want to do anything. So
it's a little bit different. For me, it was like that. I didn't know how to work out on vacation.
Well, you're definitely a different type of people. You, James, you were totally two different creatures. Definitely totally two different. You would not be in a normal
but I still did. So most people know how to work out.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know how.
I'm saying you would try to figure out a way to do that. Most people just want to connect on vacation. That's what I'm saying. They don't say, I'm going on vacation. Some people do. It's a small percentage of people, in my opinion.
Well, basically,
if you do say I like to work out on vacation.
And we're getting a little bit off base of what we really wanted to focus on because today we want to talk about the people who are traveling for business frequently, a couple times a month or a lot of times a month, to maybe once a quarter because it still is different.
Yeah.
But the more frequent you travel, because once we get into vacation travel, I feel like there's different nuances and we're going to be going down rabbit holes. So my point of even bringing that up was, hey, you could still pull some things from this, but a lot of the stories and examples we're going to give are around business type of travel.
So basically she's saying, don't jump off the live, stay here.
Yeah, stay here because you're still going to learn some stuff. All right. So when I was traveling 3 solid weeks out of the month, right? And being on the road, it was the first time ever in my life that I weighed above 200 pounds. I swore up and down I would never weigh more than 200 pounds. And I got close. I got 190, 195. But when I started traveling, and there was definitely some other factors involved, but when I started traveling really hardcore, my activity levels went down.
Right.
Because it was new, because it was I was on planes more often. I was sitting more often. Those early nights or early mornings and late nights, crazy travel schedules, city to city, you're tired, you're trying to adjust to something new. I'm a foodie, so eating all kinds of foods and amazing things in different areas. I did not know how to make all that work, nor at the time. I don't think I was super interested and focused on it because you know how sometimes when, life catches up and things are going kind of crazy, you don't even notice that you're gaining weight sometimes.
Right.
Right. Because you're whatever, it's fine. I'm having a blast. It doesn't really hit you. And then, I don't know, you realize my clothes aren't fitting anymore. Or maybe mindlessly you bought bigger clothes and was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. That was my story, right?
Mhm.
And then I hit a point where I think I was like pushing 220, 225. And, you know, it was different. And I found different ways to have peace with it. And I have air quotes for those of you listening to this, peace with it. But I really wasn't happy because there was plenty of times where I was frustrated that I weighed more. I hated that my skin touched on my back. Like I couldn't stand that. Like I hated that, like when I wore skirts and stuff, that my thighs rubbed together and I had to put like deodorant between my legs so they wouldn't rub together, you know, a lot. I don't know, just all the things that, you know, like anytime I was trying to be active, I was out of breath or I was uncomfortable.
Right.
Or sitting on the planes all the time. Like my glutes hurt and my hamstrings hurt and I was tight and I was like, it was all new.
Right.
And so, you know, when you're in those situations and you're busy and you're trying to find different ways to integrate in, it's like, how do you do it? Would you like to say anything? You look like you did.
No.
Oh my God, guys. I swear, if you're watching this right now, whether it's live or replay, or if you're listening, I encourage you, if you're watching, to look at Jay's face. And then if you're not watching, see, he's hiding his eyes, but if you're not watching, if I could just clue you in on what's going on right now, I wish I could. You look like you want to say something.
No.
Why are you being quiet tonight?
Not. You're like on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
So I'm letting you go.
All right, guys. So, you know, those moments suck. And I mean, I'm telling you, sometimes I felt like I was alone, like I was the only one who was struggling with those things, that everybody else had it all figured out. And there was plenty of things that crept in, like, what if I just, you know, I don't know, what if I just didn't travel? It would be so much better if I was home all the time. Or even think about this. Oh my God, now we're getting like super duper personal. As he leaves, we're getting super personal here. You know, you're gone all the time working, right? You're eating all this food. You're not like working out. You're not feeling great about yourself, but maybe you're distracted by some of the fun of travel or whatever you're doing, just for sake of conversation. Then you come home. And now you've got this, you know, potential, like if you have a partner or you're married or you're dating someone, now you come home and you're like, hey, babe, what's up? You're tired, you're exhausted, you already feel crap about your body. And now it's time to get intimate. And you're like, you hate, like I said, you hate that your back muscles, your back fat touches each other and you just don't feel comfortable.
Right.
I mean, that also starts to destroy, you know, that intimacy, that sex life.
And to add, like, if you're gone 3 weeks, so you're home for a split second. So, you know, like re-establishing like what's that like what the household life is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because your spouse or your partner, they're basically alone for 3 weeks. They're doing their own thing. They've come accustomed to, you know, their own regiment, their own system within that 3 weeks. And then like here you come and it's vice versa. Like you're in and out of hotels and airports or, you know, different rental cars, whatever. Then you come home and it's like readjusting to that scenario. So it's like you have to reacclimate yourself to each other. And by the time you do that, it's time for you to go again.
Yeah. Well, and I was just thinking too, I mean, not only that, I mean, there's so many other factors. Like when you're on the road all the time, traveling for business, you're eating out every single meal. And maybe there's a couple meals you don't eat out because you're able to like sneak in, you know, maybe you could grab something from like a Whole Foods bar or something like a little more like healthy.
Right.
And, you know, but still like, it's like you're eating out all these meals, whether you enjoy them or not, right? There's plenty of times I enjoyed them and plenty of times I got bored. But once you get home from a 5, 7, 10 day swing where you're on the road, you come home and I'm telling you, I didn't want to cook either.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not just on the road being healthy. It's like, how does those disruptions in your life then roll over into your personal life, because it's like you have travel version of you and you have home version of you.
Right.
And so travel version of you is eating out, having all these meals, whatever. And then you come home and you're done with it. You're like, you don't want to eat out anymore. You know, like,
Or
you don't want to cook.
That's all that's all you know. So you're like,
and then you eat out when you get home too.
Right.
Or even like you come home, like I done already after 5, 6, 7 days on the road, I've already had sushi, burgers, fish, healthy food, Asian food, tacos, ice cream, whatever, like Italian. Like I've already had every genre of food. So you come home and your partner, your spouse, Jay's like, hey, you want to eat out? And you're like, okay, I'm open to it. And then they're like, well, what do you want to eat? And you're like, well, none of the above. Like I've already had all of this. And they're like, God, I was just craving that all week. Like nothing sounds good. So
Right.
Talk about ruining some of, that. Like, how did that feel to you?
It's definitely a challenge. I mean, I'm used to being by myself anyway. So with like kind of having the house to myself for 3 weeks, it's kind of like vacation,
Mm-hmm.
So like kind of got up when I wanted to, like had my own like kind of routine, did my thing in the morning. Me and Nietzsche did our thing for the day. It was like no interruptions, no nothing. And then like you're here. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's a bad thing, but it's like I would sleep with the blinds open. We live on the 4th floor, so guys don't get weird, because I liked waking up to like natural sunlight. And then at the time, you're more used to it now. At the time, you would want the like blinds closed because you like want to wake up in a perfectly black room.
Right. It'd be the day that I could sleep in after getting up every day and staying up late and getting up early all week and being in 3 different time zones.
So it's like,
I don't want to wake up to sunlight.
And just the different things,
Mm-hmm.
Getting up to someone else being around. It's kind of weird. And I know it's weird saying, but you guys are married, but it was weird.
Yeah, and there's so many things, because it's like you want to be healthy, because once I realized and I was like, crap, I weigh an extra 40 plus pounds, when I was hitting that 220, 225 and really where I have felt my best, and who knows what the future holds. There's all kinds of things in the future that, who knows. And this isn't about weight, because I'm not really driven by the number. It's like the way that the clothes fit.
Right.
But I also was very aware. So when I was 225, 220, I had bought like bigger clothes.
Right.
And I remember very distinctly, because I like having a funky vibe with what I'm wearing, especially in a corporate job. And I always wore like funky stuff. But I remember my boss at the time was really like, hey, you probably we're going to go to XYZ thing and you probably need to wear a suit. Just kind of like saying, hey, we need to show up a little more suited and booted for these corporate people.
A little more professional.
Yeah, a little more professional. And I was like, I'm telling you, I am not buying a suit right now. There is no way I'm buying a fat suit that I'm only going to have for a period of time, because eventually I knew that I was going to eventually lose the weight. But I was like, I'm not buying a fat suit. And I had like a whole closet of fat clothes, like for me, right? Like it was like all these big clothes. And I was so resistant to that. So I found other ways to look professional, but like it sucked. Like you want to wear like cute stuff. I couldn't even wear half the stuff in my closet. I literally rotated between like, I don't know, 5 to 10 outfits. But because I was in so many cities, it didn't matter. I could just wear the same thing over and over. Right. Now that I'm like home in St. Pete, like, I don't know, I see the same people pretty frequently. So I need a few more outfits than 5, I'm noticing. Crystal's saying military life is exactly like that too, with the whole getting used to.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Your significant other is deployed, then they come home, and yeah, it's like 2 separate lives.
Yeah. So, all right. So what are some of the ways that my insider secrets for how I really like broke through all this, and the ways that I changed some of this over time? Because I did lose that weight and I did get rid of all of those fat clothes, and I lost those 40 pounds. And you don't have to call them fat clothes. That's just how I like relate to them. Call them whatever makes you feel good when, as you're shedding of that, right? Are you playing a game?
No, I'm not playing a game.
Okay. So I got rid of all those clothes. What are you doing? I got rid of all those clothes, and I lost my thought here, guys.
Insider secrets.
Can I show him your phone? Yeah, okay. So, are you bored?
No,
Playing games?
I'm not playing a freaking game. Stay on topic.
Oh my God. Okay. I hope you guys are having fun with this. So how I was able to finally lose that weight, feel better, like have more energy on the road and all of that. You know, the big things that I'll share is number one, first and foremost, is keep it simple. And Jay actually taught me this. So I'm going to let you speak about keep it simple.
I mean, it's just it is what it is. Keep it simple. Like, you don't have to overthink the process. Like, a lot of people feel, especially when weight is concerned, you know, they focus on, I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. So I need to do these things which I absolutely hate doing to lose the weight. So you come to this idea, you know what I'm saying, that you need to lose this weight and you have to do these things to lose the weight. And then when the things that you are doing, which you absolutely hate, you know, to lose the weight aren't working, you're like, fuck it, this is never going to work. I'm going to binge on Oreos or whatever. So It's defeating the process. So keep it simple. Like, you didn't gain all the weight overnight. So you're not going to lose the weight overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to do this drastic, dramatic thing to like lose the weight. Like, we're so programmed and conditioned, this instant, this microwave society, that like it has to happen now. No, it didn't come like that. Mm-hmm. If it came like that, yes, I would understand you dropping it like that, but it didn't. So keep it simple. And simple means, wait, what are like your other things before I go on and keep it simple? You can whisper it to me.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So, you know, don't worry if you don't like
secrets for real.
If you don't like going to the gym for an hour, don't go to the gym for an hour. There's a misconception that, you know, staying active means you have to exercise for a certain amount of time. Staying active means doing something other than sitting on your behind for, you know, moments of the day. If that's even like, this is simple. Perfect example. Me and a friend, we did a little, this kind of ties into your next thing, but like, you have a tracker on your phone or your watch or whatever that gives you a little notification. Most people turn this off, but you know, it beeps or it does whatever if you've been sitting too long. And Jen will tell you, I will be in the middle of something, like, and I'll just get up and start bouncing around. And she'll be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, it's time to move. And it's like something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be complex. So keep it simple.
Yeah, definitely. Keep it simple. And it's just like baby steps, right? Take it one step at a time. Don't try to conquer the world and do a 360 degree.
Being 1% better than you were yesterday.
All right. The second thing, and this was huge for me, and this is the one that I bet you've never thought of, or maybe not thought of to the extent that I do. Okay. Is it's creating challenges around your hobbies and finding something like a way to tie in what you enjoy so like, for example, if you really like to ride bikes, then you can rent bikes in the cities that you go to and ride them around town. Or maybe you like to play a certain sport. So like, I would be in certain cities and I would, you know, go to batting cages, or actually when I went to Dallas all the time for work and I was there pretty frequently, I found an indoor volleyball thing and I would go play indoor volleyball while I was there. You know, if you like to hike or be outdoors, I would plan my trips and put some of my hotels near, you know, mountains and near places where I could hike. So that way I was closer to outdoors. So I was willing to wake up a little bit earlier for work and drive, you know, the 40 minutes to my appointment so that I could be close to the mountains to get up and hike there, or to finish the day and hike there. So just think of different ways that you can integrate what you love into your activity.
Bowling is an activity.
Yeah.
Bowling is a hell of a activity.
Yeah.
Like, whew.
It's like really just find ways. And even like the challenges, you could like, I said, okay, you know, one time I said, I'm going to visit 100 parks in a year. And that was my goal. I think I only made it to like 20 or 30, but hey, that was 30 more than what I had ever done every year.
Right.
It wasn't really about the 100. It was about that was the goal and that was the inspiration.
Right.
And then I would go to different parks around Texas. And that also helped me explore Texas when I lived there for 2 years. So just think of new things. And I mean, this rolls into number 3, which is, I think, always a base for anything we do at 2J Hala is have fun. You got to have fun. So no matter, if you're keeping it simple, some of the other ways, like if you want to integrate like a traditional workout in, like one thing I did is I went to national chains, like Orange Theory or whatever. And I went there and I would work out. That was simple. And there was an Orange Theory in almost every place I went.
Right.
And it was kind of fun, right? It was fun. And it was kind of like a challenge, like, ooh, how many Orange Theories can I go to? I went to like 20 or whatever. And it was like always something new and different, even though it was the same workout. It was always a new studio. When I was in Colorado, they had snowshoes in the lobby. And I was like, wow, look, this is so cool, snowshoes. And it's like the little things. You have to get excited about the little things because that's what happens. Like for you to have normalcy in your life, you've got to bring in some of the hobbies. You got to bring in some of that stuff to have you feel somewhat of normal when you're on the road.
Right. I totally agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really like at the thing. And I'm telling you guys, like we're just touching the surface in, this live because there are so many tools. Like we were actually putting together an amazing project or a product that you're going to love called the Thrive Guide. And it's for business travelers. And it's really just about helping you to save time, money, have less stress, and really just build more confidence. So when I'm talking about some of these options, when I talk about finding some of those national gyms, we have a whole resource called the Fitness Shift for you that gives you tons of ideas. And we've already done all the research for you. So you don't have to find all the national gyms. You don't have to find those kind of things. They're all going to be there for you included. That's just one thing. And I'm so excited about it because it took me hours to find that when I was trying to figure it out when I was traveling. Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many different things. And I just wanted to touch on that because, wow. I mean, just wow. But I don't know. All I can say is that if you're on the road a lot, reach out if you have any questions because I get it. I've been there, done that. And I really tried and experimented a lot of different things. I got out of those fat clothes. I lost, the 40 pounds. I found a way to make it fun. I found a way to make it enjoyable, sustainable, and make it something to where it didn't feel like a chore. It didn't feel heavy. We even got better in our relationship and found ways to connect. So I feel like that would be a perfect time if we like edited these videos where it'd be like, he just smiled if you're listening. And it'd be like the whole like, ching, like the little like, I don't know, Crest commercial or something that's like, ching, the white smiling freshy breath. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Are you ready to play your game? I'm going to get in trouble for this after. Just look at his face.
Totally was not playing the game.
We love you guys. All right. See you later. Let us know if you have any questions, if we can be of help. Peace out.